so super duper excited to be studying the human body together. There's so many interesting things to learn about. It's fascinating to learn how all the different parts of our body go together to keep us healthy, allow us to move, help us breathe, help us just stay alive. There's so many neat parts. So it's going to be really, really fun. I am super duper duper excited. I hope you're excited about it too. Today we're doing something that I think is pretty cool and really interesting. And it might sound a little bit silly, but it's a fun way to learn about our bodies. This says, recipe for a kid's body. Now that's silly, but in a recipe, there's always an ingredient list that tells you how much of all the things in that recipe that you need. So this is listing things that are inside a kid's body. And we're going to find out how much of each of those there is. So what are some things, before we really look at this, what are some things that you can think of that are inside your body? Think of 3 things, at least, that are inside your body, that if we're writing a recipe for the things we needed to build a kid's body, what are 3 things that we would need? Okay, do you have 3? Okay, so I'm not going to tell you what the things on this list are yet. I'm going to keep it kind of hidden. But we'll go over them together. And so you'll need to find this page. And there's another page that you'll need to find. And it is this page. Okay? This page has pictures that we'll use to help us. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm going to switch over to where you can see my screen up close. And we'll start going through some of the things that are inside your body and how many of those things there are. So this is going to be really pretty cool. Okay, so here we go with a recipe for a kid's body. Okay, so I have my sheet here, my recipe for a kid's body. You should have yours. And remember, I'd also like you to have these pictures. Okay, so find this picture sheet. And I wanted to start by saying there's a lot of things on this list. So if halfway through you need to pause the video and take a break, you know, move your body around, take a brain break, stretch, get a drink of water, and then come back, that's okay. Go ahead and do that because this is interesting information. So I want you to be able to hear it all. Okay. So the first one is bones. Yes, you have bones in your body. Okay? All kids have bones in their body. Now, how many bones? Do you want to make a guess? Go ahead, make your guess. And I'm going to write it while you're making a guess, and I'll kind of keep it hidden a little bit. Okay. 206 bones. Okay, then, so 206, that's a lot of bones. You can look on here, find the picture of a bone, and you can draw it right in here to help you kind of remember that that's the bone. Okay, 206 bones. Ooh, okay, make a guess for muscles. How many muscles do you think are in your body? And there's some different numbers about this. So we're going to go with 1, but know that people can, it might vary a little bit depending on who you talk to. Some of these numbers vary a little bit. Okay, I'm going to try and hide mine while you're making a guess. I'm going to write mine down. 640. Woo! And we're going to just draw something that looks like this. Kind of like stretched out noodles or rubber bands for muscles. 640 muscles. So 640. 640. That's a lot of muscles. The next one is pints of blood. Yep, pints of blood. So for this one, you could draw like just like a drop, maybe a drop for that reminds you of blood, or like a pint of blood. They come in like little pouches like that, like a little thing on the bottom to let the blood out. So if they have it like outside of a body in a hospital, sometimes people need to get some extra blood if they get a cut or something and there's a lot of blood. So pints of blood. A pint is about, have you ever gotten a little eensy weensy, like those little teeny containers of milk in a little tiny box, kind of like a little juice box of milk, sort of. That's about a pint. Okay. So, do you want to make a guess? How many pints of blood do you think are in your body? Pints. Okay, ready to see? 4 to 5 pints of blood. Now, this is hair, okay? So, you could draw that however you want. I'm going to draw a person and draw some hair on this person. And I'm just going to point to the hair with an arrow. Okay. Want to guess? It says million hairs. How many million hairs do you think are on your body? Goodness. 5 million hairs. And next we have toenails. So you could kind of just draw some toes and add the toenails. I'm going to point towards the toenail. I bet you can figure that one out. How many toenails are on your body? How many toenails? Yes, 1 on each toe. Unless sometimes people injure a toenail and they might have less, but if you had all your toenails, you would have 10. The next one is fingernails. So I'm going to draw a hand. And the same thing, I'll draw the fingernails on there. Put an arrow towards the fingernail. How many fingernails do you have? You could count. Or you might just know, how many fingers do you have? If you have all your fingernails, you would have 10. Okay. This one I think you'll know too. This is eyes. Okay, I'm going to draw my eye here. Okay, how many eyes do you have? Okay, go ahead and fill that one in. 2. Ears. How many ears do you have? Fill that one in. 2. Oh, nose. Oh, it's fun. We get to practice drawing these parts that we did for our portrait. Nose. How many noses do you have? Silly question. Put that number in. Teeth. Okay, here's another one where you can guess. And this could be different depending on if you have some missing teeth or not. So if you want to count your teeth, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to kind of draw some teeth here. And maybe I'll draw, let's see, some lips around them. Mine's kind of going out of the box a little bit here, so it'll connect somewhere over there. Okay, teeth. How many teeth do you think you might have? You can count if you'd like. But I will also tell you, okay, are you ready to see? Who knows what number that is? 20. And then organs. Organs are things like your lungs, your heart, your intestines, your kidneys, your gallbladder, your bladder. You have so many organs inside your body. Did I say liver? Your liver. How many organs do you think you have? Let's see. And there's different ways to categorize this too, so I picked one of the numbers, but 78 organs. And then you'll see here's a picture of different organs. So you could choose to draw some of those different organs, okay? I'm going to go with the heart. This is the heart right there. So we can draw, and there's different valves and veins. So go ahead and pick an organ that you might want to draw. Okay. And then at the bottom, it says skin all over. Okay, so let's read a recipe for a kid's body. And will you use yours to read along with me? Let's read together. 206 bones. 640 muscles. 4 to 5 pints of blood. 5 million hairs. 10 toenails. 10 fingernails. 2 eyes. 2 ears. 1 nose. 20 teeth. 78 organs. Skin all over. Now, here's what I want you to do. You have a little bit of homework to do. I want you to take this paper to someone in your family. Okay? So it could be someone in your house, or you could make a phone call to a different family member if you want to, or it could be a friend, to anybody, and want you to read this recipe to whoever it is that you choose. Okay? So I want you to practice reading all these different things to someone. So you might want to give it a practice first, like read it to your stuffy, read it to your dog, and then find someone that you can read this recipe to. They might think it's kind of silly, a recipe for a kid's body, but I bet they'll also learn some interesting things when you read it to them. Okay, thanks for working on that with me. That was I just thought it was pretty cool to learn about how many of each of these things were in your body, in a kid's body. Some of these don't change, but some do change over time. Like the teeth change, the amount of teeth. The bones, like babies have more bones, and then they fuse together, or they get glued together as babies grow. I'm not sure. I can't remember if pints of blood, if that changes. It must change as you get older. I would think. That would be my guess. But our toenails and fingernails and eyes, ears, nose, those stay the same. Organs pretty much stay the same, except for some people might have a particular type of surgery where they might have an organ removed because it was unhealthy. So some people might not have 78 organs anymore. Okay, thanks for doing that with me. Have a great day, everyone.